dah pakai hijab, pakai baju cantik semua. So now kita kena cantikkan our inner self, you know, our hearts and our souls.
Like gold, you got me so wild. Dripping like gold, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen.
Yes, I think it is much needed. People are looking for spiritual content because there is a spike in mental health issues, kan? A lot of anxiety, depression. So people are looking for it. Tapi itulah, in this past 2 years, it's been on lockdown, and a lot of the content we were unable to shoot much this past 2 years because of SOPs. We're just not allowed to go out and shoot. But I think now that things have lifted, I'm hoping that we can actually go out and do more things. So far, as you can see, everything's been pretty much at home. We just do shooting at home on social media. But yes, there is a demand, there is a need, and in fact, a lot of the mental health punya forums and all that have been increasing because there are more and more people that are looking for it. People who have lost their jobs, people who are really struggling right now. They are really looking for that support system. So yes, I think we can do that with the power of media, inshallah. Wow, mashallah. That's an interesting question. Alhamdulillah, I think with my Dops TV team, I have one of our members who is a film producer. Her name is Farah Azalia. She did a couple of movies before, like Motive and a few others, and she's always wanted to do an Islamic movie. But yeah, there's a lot that goes to planning a movie. I think definitely one is the funding. Right now, I think it's quite difficult to get that kind of funding amidst the COVID-19 situation. But yeah, I would love to have an Islamic movie. That'd be fantastic. Maybe about Hajj, maybe the journey of Hajj. But as I mentioned yesterday, one of the things that I would love to see more is to actually have more, Islamic games, on PlayStation or on, VR, in a way to reach out to people, right? But yeah, inshallah, you never know one day, if there is a possibility, if Allah gives us the opportunity, inshallah, that'd be awesome to have my own Islamic movie. Right now we are on somebody else's platform. When it comes to Dops TV, we're on YouTube and we are on some TV stations. But the mission has always been, from the beginning, to give free content. It was always, we wanted to give the da'wah for free. And because when free content is out there, it is, easily accessible. But I think moving forward, it is probably one of our missions also to have our own platform. And I think that is when my Kolbi app comes in. It is my own platform, and we do have, our own Kolbi TV as well, whereby we are hoping to increase in some more Islamic content in collaboration with Dops TV as well. So I understand what Brother Navid was mentioning about how it's so important for us to own our own content, to have our own platform and to grow from there, because people need to see that what Islamic content is something that you can invest in. People like he said, people invest billions, millions in Hollywood movies, but why not they invest in Islamic movies, Islamic series, Islamic content? Why not? So there's definitely much opportunity there, but I do see, inshallah, Dops TV to grow into having their own platform, our own platform, and also to share this platform with others as well, inshallah. One of the challenges is that, maybe perhaps some people may not find the content, sellable. Some people may feel that, okay, well, this content is not selling, so why should we take this content? That was some of the things that we faced earlier on with Dops TV when we're doing our programs. Also, I think it's always the matter of budget, in terms of people investing and having the budget to do this kind of programs, because it's expensive, to produce something of good quality. So yeah, budget is also, fund is also another challenge. Number one was the acceptance of Islamic content. It depends on the frame of mind of the people who are taking in this content. If they, and usually big places and maybe overseas as well, they don't see the value in Islamic content. when a person doesn't see value in Islamic content, it's very difficult to persuade them, kan? So that was one of a challenge. And yes, funds. And then I think number 3, other else than that, I think Malaysia, we have a lot of great talent. We have a lot of great producers, writers, script writers. We have it all. It's just a matter of, there you go. The third reason is that I think with COVID was definitely another big factor to, it was quite difficult to come up with good content lah, because we're so restricted kan at home. There's not much creativity that we can do is ourselves. So yeah, those were the main few challenges that I have faced with Dops TV. Interesting that you shared with me about our youngsters out there, meaning like when they think halal, it's just like food and products kan, like halal products. When I think halal, definitely the first few things that I think about is that lah, it's halal products, is it halal to makan, halal to drink, is it, it's the nail polish halal, macam-macam, like is the shampoo halal, does the restaurant have a halal sign? So benda tu actually, in Malaysians, I think we are very particular, I think. I noticed Malaysia is very particular. Kalau tak ada halal sign tu, tak nak makan kat sana, There has to be some kind of halal authority lah, kan? But I think itulah, Malaysians are very, very knowledgeable when it comes to halal. Because I think Malaysia is one of the countries that are leading in the world in terms of getting the halal certification and actually influencing people all around the world. In fact, I remember when I went to Korea, they have the halal committee there, and in fact, Malaysia Jakim ke siapa were the ones who actually, they work together with the halal industry in Korea, so it's all from Malaysia. But I think with itulah, you're talking about orang remaja kan, I think that we need to also go beyond just products. We have to go beyond just, food, hair, whatever it is. We have to go back to, again, to understand, again, what is halal in terms of how we live, what we do, what we say, how we dress, going back to the Quran and Sunnah, what are the things that Allah tells us is okay and not okay, There's a lot more to just products. There's a lot more to that. So my hope is that orang remaja right now can dig deep into that and explore a bit more of the sphere of what Allah has allowed halal. Basically, there's a lot more halal than haram, right? So yeah, how to live a halal lifestyle kan? I think most importantly, of course, number 1 is to eat halal, drink halal, earn halal, right? When we earn halal, making sure that we try to avoid anything that can corrupt the money that we earn. And then at the same time, we need to also, the way that we carry ourselves, our character has to be the way in which Allah, wants us to carry ourselves. How we interact with people should be in a good manner with good adab. All these things also equate to something that is halal. What is halal? It is permissible in Islam, right? The way we speak, the way we interact on social media is also something that we should take into consideration juga. Because if we start, gossiping, backbiting, and speaking horrible things on social media, that is not very halal. That is something that is not acceptable, right? So we have to start changing ourselves, and not just appearance, but is the internal self as well. How do we keep ourselves in a way that Allah is happy with us, kan? So itulah, I think for our youth, I hope that they can also focus on the internal. We make our outside halal cantik, dah pakai hijab, pakai baju cantik semua. So now kita kena cantikkan our inner self, our hearts and our souls, inshallah. So halalkan diri, like inside.